In this video, we're going to talk for a minute about the midpoint of a line segment connecting 2 points in the plane. Okay, so just real briefly, we have that the midpoint of a line segment connecting a point A equals x1, y1, and B equals x2, y2 is given by, the x component is given by x1 plus x2 divided by 2, and the y component is given by y1 plus y2 divided by 2. And what you'll notice is that each of these are the average of the x components and the y components. So that would make sense if you think of it in terms of the average of the x components being the middle point between. Let's just draw this out real quick, kind of what I'm describing here. So let's say we have just a pretty simple example here, right? If we have a point at maybe here, so 2, 2, and then negative 2, 2, right? If we think of it like where the x component is given by the average between these two, if we think this is the x-axis, this is the y-axis, the average between the x component here, this is given by negative 2, negative 2, and this is given by 2, 2. Okay, so we can see just intuitively, geometrically, that the center point is going to be 0, 0. Okay, so the middle between them, the middle between the x components here is going to be 0. Okay, and the middle between the y components here is going to be 0, right? So combine these together and we get the center point, 0, 0. Okay, so that's kind of intuitively what we're thinking about here. But we have an explicit formula where we have x1 plus x2 over 2 and y1 plus y2 over 2, and that will always give you the midpoint between the two points on the line connecting them. Okay, so let's try an example. Here we have p equals 4, 2 and q equals negative 2, 8. Okay, so we're going to say that this is x1 and y1. And this is x2 and y2. And I will note that it doesn't actually matter which point you assign as point 1 for x1 and y1 and which point you assign as point 2 for x2 and y2, just as long as you're consistent between the two, okay? It doesn't actually matter which one you choose. So let's just assign p to be point 1 and q to be point 2. So we have that x1 plus x2 over 2 y1 plus y2 over 2. This point is going to be given by, here we'll have 4 plus negative 2 over 2. And we're going to have the y components as well. We're going to have 2 plus 8 over 2. Okay? And if we simplify this, we have 4 plus negative 2. That's the same as 4 minus 2. So we're going to have 2 over 2. And then here we're going to have 2 plus 8, which is 10 over 2. And then we're going to simplify each of these. So 2 over 2 is 1, and 10 over 2 simplifies to 5. So it looks like the midpoint between these two lines, or between these 2 points, is going to be 1, 5. Okay, and let's try this one. Here we have a equals 2, negative 7, and b equals negative 8, 3. So we're going to say that a is 0.1 and b is 0.2, because why not? So we'll say this is x1, this is y1, x2, y2. So we're going to have x1 plus x2, so 2 plus negative 8 over 2, and then y1 plus y2, so we'll have negative 7 plus 3 over 2. Okay, so 2 plus negative 8, that's going to be negative 6, so we'll have negative 6 over 2, and then negative 7 plus 3, that's going to be negative 4. We'll have negative 4 over 2. So if we simplify this, we'll get negative 3, negative 2, and that will be the midpoint between these 2 points.